Listen, we're not here for ourselves.
Yes.
We have to all know that. We are not here for ourselves. We are here for others. Your education that you acquire, you would not be a professional unless you have somebody to use that education on.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Love Speaks. Love Speaks where love is. I am your host, Francois, along with my lovely host,
Lakeisha Carvil.
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am just fantastic. Great to be here with you. You look wonderful. Well, you always look wonderful, but you look wonderful.
Thank you. It's good that I'm glad that you noticed.
Oh, I always notice. We are so excited to be here. Thank you for tuning in to every episode. So on today, we want to just kind of focus in on people who make major changes one move at a time. As parents, I understand that we cannot do it all.
Yes.
Someone coined the phrase, it takes a village
Yes.
to raise a child. And I think the more that we help expose our children and our future generations to different atmosphere, it equips them
Yes.
to be better human beings. I know even as parents and being a child myself, I used to think, Mama thinks she know everything.
Yes.
And just to find out as an adult, she does.
Yes.
And you would ignore what your parents said and then listen to what others have said.
And it's because as we are in that developmental stages of life, we're growing, we're maturing. And so as we transition through these different stages and phases, we are also in the company of others. And so even though we say, well, mom and dad think they knew it all or know it all, but in hindsight, I sit as an adult now, and as I'm adulting, it's like, yeah, I wish I can just tell mama, you were right, because everything you said has come to pass, So I just always just look, when you are reflecting on your life, make sure you take full note of every single thing that you've endured, because those experiences helps you as you continue live life. Mm-hmm. And so it's not that what they were saying at the moment, because you were a child, you felt like it was wrong. But now as an adult, you say, okay, I understand why they said what they said, because it was needed, and it is the tools in life that we need to take us to the next level.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
One plant, one waters, but the scripture says it's God that gives the increase.
Yes.
And so each individual that comes in our lives plays a major role. Today we're here with an exciting, wonderful, perfect guest. First time here on Love Speaks, Miss Vivian JW Patterson. She is the founder and the director of the Reginald Wilkerson Mentoring Foundation. She has been an educator for a number of years. She is a singer. She is a pastor. She is a psalmstress. What do you call that?
A seamstress.
Seamstress, yes. She's all of these things. So, hey, Love Speaks, welcome my dear good friend, Mrs. Vivian Patterson.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Well, it's an honor just to be here in your presence, and your wife, beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Present.
Thank you.
I feel blessed just to be on your show.
Thank you so much. This is a great honor to have you, because as long as we've known each other, you are always inspiring to do so many great and new things. So you caught my attention when you told me about your after-school program.
Yeah.
That you have, your after-school program. Again, tell me again about your after-school program and what you...
Well, my after-school program is something that I look forward every year. The after school program, we focus basically on children that we believe that can benefit more. When I say benefit more, we focus on ESC kids or kids with behavioral issues. We focus on kids that are pretty much less fortunate. I'm not saying that we're not open to everybody, because everybody that come there, they are welcome. But we just give just a little bit more attention to those kids that have issues and really, when I say belonging, making themselves feel as if that they are part of the norm.
I love that. I know that this passion somewhat stemmed from your educational journey, because you were educational for how long?
I retired at being 40 years in the system.
Beautiful. So 40 years of working with ESE students.
ESE students, I was a specialist there where I wrote IEPs, I gave direction, I write goals for the children. I went to staffings and what it takes to make that child improve and better, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Enjoy doing it.
Absolutely. Awesome. So, and I love what you just said as well concerning you welcome all.
Yes.
However, you have an emphasis on those who actually need assistance, because sometimes we have those who have children with behavioral learning disabilities
Yes.
and all those things, and they come from a wealthy family who can
Yes.
order 85 tutors and get it done. But for those who have those same type of issues with behavioral and ESE and learning disabilities or things of the sort, they don't know where to turn because resources seems to be scarce.
Very much, very much. Well, you know, I was told, well, what are you doing? How is it that you can do that? There's nothing wrong with giving back. After working with the system for 40 years, God have been good to me. He blessed me. And with the abundance that he blessed me with, I hire people. As a matter of fact, this summer, I had professional teachers to teach I call them my children.
Yes.
So
Yes, ma'am.
I hired professionals to teach the children over the summer. And my program was educationally or academically inclined.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they had their moments when they played chess, which played a very important part in their thinking, which helped to enhance those children with the ESC program.
Exactly.
And so how do you actually identify those children in the program that have those unique needs?
Working in the system for 40 years, I was one of them that helped staff the kids. And I know, I noticed their characteristic, how they function, what they do, and communicating with the family, the parents, based on how the child act during their class, act with their peers, act at home, the parents with conversation. I'm able to determine whether or not that child needs assistance.
Okay, awesome.
Absolutely. And I can relate in some sense because I, too, worked within the school system for at least 13 years. And most of my emphasis were with special needs students. And so with the years of working with special needs, it's amazing. And I know with you with 40 years in the system, and I only had like 13, you can almost easily pre-diagnose
Absolutely.
before you actually sit down with documented,
Absolutely.
evidence. And so I know, even though, and I love it that you have the experience of how to properly go through the diagnosis for them. They used to tell me, they said, your rapport with the children, they said, how is it that how do you get them to, I said, because for me, I always treat them like people.
Absolutely, that's what they are.
Exactly.
Yes.
I said, because they're just people. They just have a different way of how they do things, and I always treated them as such. My wife and I, and you know our oldest son,
Yes.
he was born
So
with some, how would you say, delays.
Yes.
And so as a result, I've always treated him because he is my son. And I've always
Absolutely.
treated him accordingly as he's my son.
I must say that because of my experience when that happened, I'll let you know. I always keep in mind they are no different. It's just that I have to work with them in a different way.
Yes. Can you describe and break down a moment with a student who struggled academically or behaviorally? What was that moment like with that student?
I had the opportunity where I had this little girl. The first day, this just occurred this school year. She came in, the first day she was just beautiful. But the next day, it was who she really was. It came out.
Yes.
And because of the fact that of my experience, I identified right there and then, I have to work with this child, not like the others, but give her own attention. And that is the key. If you see a child performing in a certain way, that you yourself know that child should not, do not come to the conclusion that, oh, this child don't want to learn, or this child is a bad child, or take a breath, breathe, and say, well, what can I do to help this child?
Yes.
Yes. And once you identify that problem, you as the professional, you as the adult, if you know how to address it, address that
Absolutely.
in a positive way.
Yes.
And we've evolved so much, not just as a people, academically, I think even with medicine, there has been, great involvement, because before my generation, many years ago, these, unique needs were there, but the resources were not available.
Right.
And so today we have so many resources that are available for children who has unique needs. And I am so grateful because I am a firsthand witness to those resources, because again, as Francois stated, we have a child that is, special need, and the resources that we were, available to us to help him to assure that he has the proper care and the ability to advance academically, socially. And so it always melts my heart, makes my heart rejoice when I sit with individuals who makes the sacrifice, because I know it is a great sacrifice, because working with children with unique needs can somewhat be challenging. So it takes a certain level of patience.
Of course.
I
think that's the
Oh,
key.
yes. Yes, it requires
Absolutely.
patience. And so, we've did our time. He's in high school now, but from
my
elementary
God,
school,
congrats.
throughout the years, we would go to the school and, volunteer and in the classrooms. And you can see, even through his own therapy experiences, I would be sitting there as a mother and watching other children with unique needs, because there are levels,
Yes.
and a lot of times when we're not educated, we tend to, put them all in one category
Yeah.
and say this is for all children,
No,
but
it's
it's
not.
not. Some of them are very high functional, and it just takes someone to take time with them and invest that time and be patient with them. So that's why we had to have you on Love Speak today, because your heart, after having 40 years in the educational system working for children, you could have been on a beach somewhere.
Cruising every weekend.
with the pina colada and an umbrella in it, but you're making a sacrifice with a lot of years, taking the time out, helping these children who you
Yes.
invested in throughout your years in the school system, still doing the work.
I enjoy seeing who I was, but look at me now, who I became.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity to see one of my former students from at the beginning.
Wow.
At the beginning of my teaching. He said, you don't look no different, but it's a wonderful thing, because he was so excited. And the first thing he said to me, I have a business.
Wow.
I'm here to the bank. I'm making a deposit.
Wow.
You're talking about a boy that couldn't read, and you name it, he did it. But he's a beautiful married man with 3 children.
Wow.
And a business. And that tells you that don't look at who I used to be. Look at who I am right now. Listen, we're not here for ourselves.
Yes.
We have to all know that. We are not here for ourselves. We are here for others. Your education that you acquire, you would not be a professional unless you have somebody to use that education on.
That's right.
Is that right? And so with what I do, I love every moment of it. I retired Friday, and Monday I was seeking after what can I do? And I'm in the process of establishing a school. I'm focusing on K through 5th grade. The name of the school?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Elite Academy of Excellence.
Elite Academy of Excellence.
Yes.
I love it.
love that.
Yes.
My kudos, my
Love
hat goes
that.
off to you.
Yes.
My elementary school principal was Dr. Dorothy Bendros Mendigal.
I know
And
her.
as she continued to elevate, when she was going through one of her campaigns earlier years ago, and she invited myself and my brother, because we used to sing in elementary school, to sing. And one of the things she said, I am always a teacher.
Absolutely.
And you are demonstrating that after a 40-year career, you start an after-school program
Yes.
that extends into a summer program
Yes.
that's now evolved into an academy
Yes.
for K through 5.
Yes.
This is phenomenal. You are living evidence
Yes.
that life doesn't stop. It advances to the next portion of it.
Next level.
I love how you did not have a problem of letting go what was
Absolutely.
to pursue what is next.
Absolutely.
Sometimes individuals get lost in where they are.
No. Can't
And they can't let go of that because they built their whole life around it. What could you say to someone who is afraid to move on to the next?
When you are afraid to move forward, you're going to stay in one place and become dormant. So for you to keep moving, keep functioning, you got to move, and you have to do what you have to do, because what you have is not for you, it's for somebody else.
That's right.
Yes,
It's like running a race.
absolutely.
It's like running a race. You have to pass the baton.
Have to
If
pass
you're
the
running a
baton.
relay.
Yes.
I used to be an athlete too.
You can tell.
And I was an anchor. All right, so I can't get that baton unless the next person and the next person. You have to Pass it on. The blessing that you have, pass it on. Don't keep it. Pass it on to somebody else. Pass it on. Keep passing it on.
Seeing everything that you're doing and just knowing you somewhat on a personal level, you're a professional seamstress.
Yes.
You are
Love
a
it.
pastor.
Love it.
You are a singer. You're an educator.
Love
You
it.
are a business owner.
Absolutely.
You are a wife. How do you balance it all?
I enjoy what I'm doing. Well, I guess you all know that I'm a newlywed, and we have so much fun. I love sewing. I love when I make that garment, and when it's done, the seams are straight. Whatever sequence I'm putting on, it's right and it looks good. I love when I give you your garment and you put it on and it looks good.
Yes.
And you feel, that makes me happy. I love when a child comes to me, they're crying because they fell or something is wrong, and I'm able to take something and just, well, I've had the kids, they would come to me and say, my hands hurt, and I would take the little cotton and whatever and just rub it, and they're looking at me as I'm rubbing it, you know. So in other words, it make them happy, so it make me happy. Everything I do make me happy.
I love it. You said I enjoy what I do. And I think if that's the heartbeat that keeps the balance, it's going to teach a lot of us to find enjoyment. You also said that it's not a task.
No.
It's not something that you just have to do.
No.
It's something you want to do. And I think that helps shift the mentality of it, which shifts the energy that we put into whatever we do, because we love to do it.
Yes.
We enjoy doing it. And so that makes so much sense how easy it is for you
Absolutely.
to wear so many hats.
Yes. Yes. So, and it's just so, encouraging to hear your story. You know,
Yes.
we've talked over time with all the great things that you're doing. Every time we're in your presence, it's always refreshing. What are your hopes for the future of the Reginald Wilkerson Foundation and the children you serve?
Well, my hope is that what we are doing, that it would not die. My hope is that the Lord, will put people in place that pretty much have a heart for people, for children, and that will be something that in years to come, the name would not die.
Yes.
Why? Because of the positiveness that it's bringing to lives of children.
At least one more question.
It's okay.
We've mentioned concerning the Reginald Wilkerson Mentoring Foundation,
Yeah.
but we haven't talked about who is Reginald Wilkerson.
Yes, he's my previous husband, the husband before the one that I'm presently married to. Unfortunately, he lost his life in a tragic accident. And he also was my pastor. I was the assistant pastor. He was the pastor. Believe it or not, he loved kids also. He loved children. He loved people.
He did.
Everywhere he went, they flocked around him. And because of how he was with people, and he would have them come to the house and he's talking to them. It was almost like we were just almost on the same wavelength. So once his demising, I said, no better thing for me to do is to open up a foundation in his honor.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. I remember him. He was another good friend and a mentor, if you will, to me. and he loved people,
Yes.
and he honored
Yes.
people.
Yes.
He always made me feel like I was somebody important.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Always. I can almost remember a time where another, I want to call him, he was like an uncle to me that passed away. And he was officiating the funeral. And I was standing in the back of the church.
Yes.
Church was packed out, no seats anywhere.
Yes.
Your husband at that time called me from standing on the wall
Wow.
to sit in his seat.
Wow.
And so he was just a phenomenal individual.
Yeah.
And you're right. My understanding was he also was strong in outreach.
Yes. Yes.
Outreach was his passion.
Yes. Yes.
So and so it's amazing. So like you said earlier, when you mentioned about the future of the Reginald Wilkerson Mentoring Program,
Yeah.
that you hope it outlives, I firmly believe that it will.
Yes.
Because as he has transitioned, but yet the work in the outreach is still continuing. And because of who you are and your love and your passion, I believe that we attract people either who are very similar to us,
Yes.
or we attract people that we can pour into.
Absolutely.
So that same passion you have in education, especially, and of course, and like I said, that's a part of my heartbeat, dealing with ESE students, because oftentimes society seems to say, oh, that's no use for them. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
You know, let's not even waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
But you, and then you have success stories with that.
Yeah.
You said one is an actual business owner married with children who was one of your previous students.
Yeah.
So that continues on.
Yeah.
So this name is all work. This name is continuing. This work is continuing because of the passion you have.
But let me just share a small little bit. On year before last, in 23, we in 25 now.
Yes.
In 23, I took the kids to Tallahassee. I had 2 seniors, and they were pretty much undecided about college or whatever. However, one of them, I took them to the state capitol, and they were able to do a mock passing of the bill. And, you know, it was really exciting. However, from there, I took them to FAMU. And the reason for that was to let them know that the sky is the limit. Those bills that you pass, the mock bills, they can be actual bills that you can pass. And how you're going to do that is by going to school, going to a university. So I put that together, and once we got back, we had a big talk. However, I had one of them, took the exam, passed for Howard University,
Beautiful.
the school where Kamala Harris went.
Yes.
Yes, he passed. Now he's a student there.
Wow.
Full ride scholarship,
Your program is making its mark.
making a difference.
It's making its mark.
And so this is why we had to have you on as a guest on Love Speaks, because again, Love Speaks is not just what it says, but it's what it does. It's an example.
That's right.
And so you are the example that we want the world to see.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us, to hang with us.
Yes.
Please give your husband our regards.
I sure will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Love Speaks.
It's been such a pleasure being here.
Yes, indeed it has. All right, that wraps it up for us. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Love Speaks. Have a great one. Love Speaks is what love is. Love is culturally, love is spiritually, love is connective, and love is current. And so we're so grateful to have you here. So do us a favor, like, share, subscribe on whatever platform that you have, and hit the notification button. So every time that we come on, you know, hey, we are here. Every week we're releasing a new episode of great information, and we want you to be a part of it. And we do all this with you in mind.